Hello, it's Reesie-WIT-A-Spoon, and today I'm going to show you how to make a crock pot chicken and cream cheese meal. And let me tell you, it is one of my favorite dishes. This is not a short dish or a short time period dish. This dish will take some time because you are using a crock pot this time. We need chicken broth. You can get any kind. If you like yours with less sodium, fine. Get that kind. However you like it, get it. You need a bar of cream cheese. Now, I get any kind. I get the, store brand bought. It doesn't matter to me. However, choose what you like to get when it comes to cream cheese. You need a little zesty Italian dressing. These are ones that come in a little pack like this, okay? And you're gonna need one pack, okay? You need a little bit of lemon pepper, and of course, that's when you look back at my older videos, you know that that's a trusty dusty to me, okay? It makes everything taste good. You need seasoned salt, Campbell's cream of chicken. You're going to need pepper. Of course, that's a base staple. And you're going to use pepper, the seasoning salt, and the lemon pepper. You need chicken seasoning. I use Montreal's. Now, some of the base tools that you should have at your workstation are a medium-sized bowl, because this is where you're going to put all of your mixtures in, the mixture that you're going to put on top of the chicken in the end. A small to medium crock pot. Now, to me, this is considered small. I don't really consider this a big one, and you really don't need that because you only are using a couple of pieces of chicken breast. You need some lovely pieces of chicken breast. Now, in here, I have about 2.5 pieces. Whatever size your family is what you have to determine how many pieces of chicken breast that you're going to need. A whisk for whisking around your ingredients in the small bowl. All right, we're going to go ahead and cut our chicken up to size, and then we're going to season it really, really good, okay? So, you do not need to cut this chicken into very small pieces. You don't need to do that. You're actually just going to cut it in half. So you're going to take that chicken breast and just cut it in half, okay? Take your next chicken breast, cut it in half, okay? And then I had another little half a piece there, which is great. It could go, but I'll just cut it in half. Okay, so you got all of your halves ready to go. Okay, so we're going to take our pepper, give it a little sprinkle, sprinkle, okay? We don't want too much pepper because you don't want it too hot. We're going to take our lemon pepper, do it a little sprinkle, okay? Seasoned salt, sprinkle, okay? And chicken seasoning. Sprinkle. See that? All right, we really don't have to worry about seasoning the bottom halves. We don't need to do that. This recipe is gonna be well seasoned. So here's our crock pot. So we're just gonna stick them in. Just drop them in just like that. All right. Now we're going to take our medium-sized bowl and we're going to get our mixture set up. Okay, we're going to put this on top of the chicken in the crock pot. Okay, so we are first going to put our cream of chicken soup in the bowl. Get it all out best you can. Use every bit of it, because you don't want to lack in any taste. Okay, now what I do is I add a little water to the can and drop that in there as well. All the way to the top with water, and I throw that in there as well. Okay, next, you're going to take your packet of Italian zesty dressing that is dry, it's not liquid dressing. You're going to take that and put that in there as well. Yes, put the whole thing in there, honey, because that is where the taste comes from, okay? Next, you are going to throw some chicken broth in there, and you're going to do about a cup full of that. And of course, y'all know if you want to use your measuring tools, you may. And you know from my former videos, I'm not big on the whole measuring tools. I just cook from my feeling, of course. So you're going to take this and just put about a cup full in there and pour that in there as well. Now you're going to hold off on the cream cheese, okay? Because this goes in 30 minutes. If you want to go 40, that's fine, but 30 minutes before your crock pot chicken mixture is done, you put this in there. So you're going to actually cook this in there, or slow cook it for 30 minutes in the mixture, and I'll show you how to do that later. So you are going to whisk this together. Whisk your mixture together as well as you can get it. You want to mix it until it has most of the bulges in the soup are gone. So just give it a really good mix, because you want it to cook well. Now see how that's coming in a little bit better there? Okay. You are now going to pour this on top of your chicken. And I know that your chicken hasn't started cooking yet. They have just been sitting in the pot while you prepared your mixture. So you deal with the chicken first, get it in the pot, situated with all of your ingredients on top. Situate your chicken in your crock pot first, then go to your mixture. Once you've got that chicken set up, now you can throw your mixture on top of it. Just like that. Okay? And it should look like that. See that? Okay? So you can put your top on that, and now we're gonna get this rolling on the heat. All right, now that we have our crock pot set up and plugged in, we are now going to put it on high. That is the setting you want to go with now, high. And you are going to let this cook for 2.5 hours. Okay? Now, to be honest with you, it probably, if you checked it, it probably don't need a full 2.5 hours. But I always go with 2.5 hours just to make sure that I know my chicken is going to be tender and ready to go. So we're going to let that cook. So it has been 2 hours. But the other half, we've got about 30 more minutes to go on this. So we got that other half to go. However, you need to do this step. You need to take out each piece of chicken put it on your cutting board. Okay? Put it on your cutting board. And you're gonna cut up each piece of chicken into smaller pieces. All right, just like this. Make sure you find every piece. So this is what we want to do. We want to make sure that we get every piece out of the crock pot, because we are going to cut this chicken up into very small pieces, okay? Just like this, okay? You just want to cut it up so that it can be spreadable when it comes to putting it on top of whatever it is you want to eat, like your rice or your mashed potatoes or whatever it is you want it to have with it, okay? And you know, with this dish, you can have what you want on the side of this. I am going to have some rice on the side with this. I typically put this dish on top of my rice, and you're talking about something that is absolutely delicious once you put it on top of your rice. So in my opinion, rice is the best side dish to have with it. Okay, and you just continue to cut it up until you have it all cut up. Okay, just continue to do this until you have it all cut up. And now we're going to take this chicken that's all cut up nicely, and we're going to dump it back into our crock pot. Just like this. We're going to let that cook for another 30 minutes. Also, we need to add our cream cheese. So now we're going to take our cream cheese and add that in there. We know that this actually caps off the recipe. So we'll cut it up into small pieces like that. Small pieces just like that. The smaller you cut it up, the better it melts. Okay? If you leave it in there in a big chunk, it's not going to melt as fast, and you're going to go beyond 30 minutes. And you don't want that. You want to eat, right? And you're going to mix that in. Mix that in well. Sometimes I do, like I'm doing a little chop, just to chop it up a little bit in there. There you go. And you're going to let that cook for 30 minutes. All right, now I'm getting ready to eat good. It is now ready to serve up. And this is what we're going to do to make our dish look pretty. When we have our guests, we want to impress them. We want to make our food look a bit more enticing, okay? We're going to get a beautiful dish like this, some kind of designer dish, anything that you have around your house. Serve it up like this. Take a little bit of our, see that? That looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. Put it in our plate like this. I'm going to add a little bit of rice to it, okay? Because like I told you before, rice is my favorite. So we're going to put that in the pan like that, just off to the side here. Eventually, when you sit down to eat, you're going to mix everything up anyway. Because I'm sure everything just going to taste lovely once you mix everything up. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and add me a little bit more chicken because it's so good. Right there on the side. Okay, now we're going to make this pretty, which is already pretty. We can see that that is already pretty. We're gonna make this really pretty by adding some color. Let's take some color off to the side, some red. We're gonna add some greenery on the side. Now look at that. You got a very appealing meal to impress your guests with. You are going to enjoy this meal. All right, that concludes my beautiful recipe, the Crockpot chicken and cream cheese. Try it. You're gonna love it. Your guests are gonna love it. Subscribe. Come back. See me again. I got some lovely recipes to come. Subscribe, like, keep in touch.